Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is for you. My name is Eva Marie Everson. I am the president of, I don't know what I'm the president of anymore. Taryn, we've done this so much today. I'm International, the director of Florida Christian Writers Conference, and the person who helps keep me sane is.
I'm Taryn Suiters, and I'm the vice president of Word Weavers International and the co-director of the Florida Christian Writers Conference. I actually probably contribute to your insanity, though, Eva.
It does happen from time to time.
It does happen. But who we have with us today is the amazing Shelly Arnold. And Shelly, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, and then tell us about the classes that you're going to be teaching at FCWC, and maybe focusing a little bit on the critique workshop.
Sure. I'm a writer and speaker. My passion is for marriages and hurting families. Okay, I have a mouth today. Yes, I can talk. But anyway, Eva Marie was a mentor of mine for many, many years, and then I served as her critique partner on some of her books. So I've been in the industry for a couple of decades and have worked on both fiction and nonfiction. Was part of Word Weavers when we lived in Florida up until 2011, and went to Eva after the Florida Christian Writers Conference, I think it was in 2012, and said, you know, Eva, wouldn't it be cool if we had Word Weavers type critique groups at this conference where people could actually work on their work in progress and get actionable steps and feedback to go home and really improve their craft, especially if it was a project that they were pitching and we're being told you need to work on this or you need to work on that. So anyway, in true Eva fashion, she turned to me and said, well, that's wonderful. Why don't you lead it? So the moral of the story is, don't ever pitch something to Eva that you're not willing to do yourself, because she will recruit you in 2 seconds time and you won't know what happened. So I think we've been doing this since 2014, maybe. I think this might be our eighth year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was either 2013 was our first year. And I think it was that year that you came to me and said, you know, why don't we do this? And so I think it's an excellent idea. Why don't you run with it? So,
yeah.
So
we've had a lot of excellent,
tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, we had, in the past, we've been using pretty strict Word Weavers sandwich method critique guidelines. And this year we're going to switch it up a little bit. Basically, we limit it to 10 participants, and they have to pre-register with me. It's not an additional fee on top of the conference registration fee, but you do have to pre-register because we have so few spots. We divide into 2 groups of 5. I have a co-leader, and this year it's going to be Jan Powell, I believe, helping me again this year. So we divide into 2 groups of 5. We accept just about any genre, except I was asked the other day if we accepted nonfiction along with fiction. I said yes, just about anything except horror. Just don't scare me when you bring your submission. Anything that's accepted in the inspirational market. But basically, we do 1,500 word submissions. They can bring 4 to 5 of them because we have 4 regular sessions during those continuing class segments. And then we offer 1 optional additional after-hour session for those who are ready to go and have their vitamins and want to stay up late.
All right, so you limit to 10. How many spots do you have left for the 2022 conference at this time?
1.
So
1.
This class always fills up. One more person can get in. This class always fills up. It is raved about by our conferees. If they cannot get in this year, you do put them on a wait list in case someone has to drop out for unknown reasons. And also they will be notified next year to say, okay, we're getting ready to open back up again for this coming year. If you want to be a part of this, you need to put your name in right now, so to speak. So
correct.
That's awesome. And again, one of the things we know about the Word Weavers method, we call it the Word Weavers way, is that it works. So there's a lot of W's there, but it does work. It was a method that was kind of tossed out to us by best-selling author Brian Davis many years ago. We took it, we kind of built on it and did our own perfecting to it. We call it the sandwich method, or sometimes the cold sandwich method, but it absolutely works. And I will tell you, as someone who has worked with Shelly and been on the opposite end, not somebody who's mentoring her, but she's mentoring me. She's critiquing my work and looking over my work. Shelly knows how to dig down into every word, every line, every paragraph. Where is this going, etc. There are no rabbit trails with Shelly. So if you really want a unique experience, you don't feel like you need to be in one of the continuing classes that is, like for fiction or for nonfiction or the speakers or, social media or soul care or any of that. You want somebody to help you dig into your work. This is the workshop, the continuing workshop that you will want to go to. So they're looking at somewhere between 8 and 10 hours of intensive work with you and with Jan.
Correct. And our goal is not just to point out things that can be improved, but to also focus on a writer's strengths and try to help them see how they can capitalize on those, maybe to overcome their weaknesses, or if it's just a craft issue, if it's just a skill they haven't learned. We really want to equip those who attend to take their writing to the next level, to have more confidence in their craft, and just be more effective for their ministry and whatever calling they're called to. We've worked on children's books, we've worked on devotionals, we've worked on fiction, we've worked on all kinds of things. Yes. And it's wonderful when someone writes me and goes, hey, I just got my book published and it started 5 years ago in the critique track at Florida. And that happens a lot.
Yes, it does. I had one of those moments this morning. I don't know if you saw that Deb Allard's cover reveal was today. And several years ago, like back, I want to say it was had to have been 2017, because I remember I was in Georgia with my brother during his first cancer. So I think it had to have been 2017. And she was a Word Weavers member, and she was at the I'm just going to give up point. I just don't think this is what God called me to do. I thought it was, but now I'm not so sure. And I remember getting on the phone and saying, don't give up. And, let me help you. And she's got her first cover reveal at Facebook today. My heart literally soared. So I know exactly what you mean about how that feels. I mean, I know Tara experiences that as well. As the co-director of Florida Christian Writers Conference and as the vice president of Word Weavers, it's wonderful. Yeah.
Anytime one of our Word Weavers has a book out, it's a victory for everyone. It really is.
Yeah.
And we want people to leave the conference. I know you want people to leave the conference encouraged.
Yes.
Sometimes when you are taking appointments and meeting with agents and editors, and if they have faith in your work, they're going to tell you what to improve before they send it to them again.
Yeah.
They're going to tell you, how to fine tune. And that can be discouraging because you can feel overwhelmed with not really negative feedback, but areas to improve. It can feel imbalanced. So in our track, we try so hard to show people their strengths too. And if they come to us with, I got this feedback from this agent or editor, we try to tell them how to do it so they don't go home floundering.
Yes.
Well, I think one of the important things that they also will get from this track is that they are taught how to really approach an editor agent meeting, because with Word Weavers, we do not allow the person who's being critiqued, they don't get to defend their work. They don't get to say, well, what I meant was this, and this is what it's supposed to come across. Well, if
my mother loved
on it, yeah, my kids love it. It's not working the way you have it written, and you can't engage in a debate with an editor or an agent or a publisher when you're having these interviews. You shouldn't, I should say, engage in a debate because it comes across as unprofessional. So there's this training that goes along with it. So you're getting more than just a written critique. You're getting a professional kind of preparatory.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And aren't we all blind to our own work? Because we memorize our stuff. We go over it so much. We know what's supposed to be next. It's all in our head. And what we've cut that isn't on the page, it's still in our heads. Mm-hmm. So the feedback that the attendees get is from, 6 different heads. They get the benefit of 6 to 10 people, right, which is priceless.
Absolutely. I my work in progress right now, I had a scene where the hero and the heroine is kind of like a semi-tense moment. They're in a car and she decides that she is going to regain control of this situation. And he's driving and she says, "You may start the car now." And I in my head, it was done almost like a joke, like, "Okay, you may start the car now. We may go." So when I was in my critique group, every single one of them said, "Wow, that just didn't seem like her. That didn't sound like her." So no one heard it in their head the way I heard it in my head. So it was, okay, you've either got to rewrite that scene or just delete it altogether, delete those lines altogether. And again, it is because you know how it's supposed to sound in your head. But if the reader isn't getting that, then you just threw a monkey wrench in where your character is concerned. And they said, my critique partner said, or my word weavers group said, it just kind of made her unlikable because they read it, "You may start the car now." But she, right. In my mind, she was teasing with him. "All right, you may start the car now." Yeah. But they didn't get that. So again, that's why it's so valuable. Okay, Shelly, are you ready for the lightning round?
Sure, hit me.
All right. Again, these are quick questions. Don't think, just answer.
Don't think.
Yeah, don't think.
Okay.
Dogs or cats?
Did I do that? Repeat.
Dogs or cats?
Oh, mercy, dogs. But I have both and bunnies.
How about tea or coffee?
Oh, honey, tea.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Morning or evening?
Morning.
Mountains or beach?
Oh, mercy. Oh, that's a toughie. Mountains.
Okay, what is your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday. Oh, good Lord. My children's birthdays.
Oh, I love that. Okay. You're having dinner with a famous person, alive or dead, but it's not Jesus. Who is it?
Mark Buntain.
And why?
Mark Buntain, the missionary to India. I heard him speak several times before he went to heaven, and the man was so anointed. He could sit and weep in front of you, and you heard nothing but Jesus.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
All right, final question. If you knew tonight's meal was your last meal and you weren't making it, what,
right.
what would be on it?
Thank God. Did you ask, what am I eating?
Yeah. Well, yeah. What would be on it?
Oh, my Nana's home fried steak, country fried cornbread, black-eyed peas from her garden, and crowder peas, all cooked by her.
Okay.
Jesus
that sounds
is
good.
her for the marriage supper of the Lamb because y'all want to eat it too.
Okay. I like it. Hey, Shelly, thank
word.
you again for being here with us today. And if you would like to know more about Florida Christian Writers Conference 2022, go to word-weavers.com/Florida events. And Florida is spelled out Florida events. And you can click on that and find out more about our conference. I will warn you, we are running out of rooms at the conference. So on site, that doesn't mean you can't come. It means we have a plan B. But if you want to make sure that you can stay on site, you may want to go ahead and register. And of course, if you want to be a part of the ongoing critique group, you will want to sign up really soon because there is one spot left and then the wait list begins. All right. Again, that's word-weavers.com/Florida events. Thank you so much for being with us today, and we will see you next time.